Rupmati, please display on the full screen. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, welcome to Morning Amrut Vani program. His Grace Kaustubha Krishna Prabhuji will be giving his transcendental words of wisdom. His Grace Ram Kripa Prabhuji will be reading the Namamrita, followed by Srila Prabhupada quote. Her Grace Sadhu Sevini Mataji will be reciting the slokas. Welcome to everyone once again. Hare Krishna. Ram Kripa Prabhuji, kindly start.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Namamrita, the nectar of the holy name. In spite of enjoying material facilities, people can be liberated in this very life by chanting the holy name. Maitreya to Vidura. Thus, Swayambhu Manu was saintly king. Although absorbed in material happiness, he was not dragged to the lowest grade of life, for he always enjoyed his material happiness in a Krishna conscious atmosphere. The kingly happiness of material enjoyment generally drags one to the lowest grade of life, namely degradation to animal life, because the unrestricted sense of enjoyment. But Swayambhu Manu was considered as good as saintly sage because the atmosphere created in his kingdom and home was completely Krishna consciousness. The case is similar with the conditioned souls in general. They have come into this material life for sense gratification. But if they are able to create the Krishna conscious atmosphere as depicted here or as prescribed in revealed scriptures by temple worship and household deity worship, then in spite of their material enjoyment, they can make advancement in pure Krishna consciousness without a doubt. At the present moment, modern civilization is too much attached to the material way of life or sense gratification. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement can give the people in general the best opportunity to utilize their human life in the midst of material enjoyment. Krishna consciousness does not stop them in their propensity for material enjoyment, but simply regulates their habits in life of sense enjoyment. At the present moment, modern civilization is too much attached to the material way of life or sense gratification. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement can give people in general the best opportunity to utilize their human life in the midst of material enjoyment. Krishna consciousness does not stop them in their propensity for material enjoyment, but simply regulates their habits in the life of sense enjoyment. In spite of their enjoying the material advantage, they can be liberated in this very life of practicing Krishna consciousness by the simple method of chanting the holy name of Lord Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.22.34. Prabhupada quote, 9th June. Vrindana is meant for retirement. Elderly persons in Krishna consciousness can devote all their time to devotional service. Such men are wanted to live in Vrindavana, not women and children. That is a fact. The holy dhamas are meant for the sannyasis and the brahmacharis especially. If necessary, the management must be done by sannyasis and brahmacharis and not grahasthas. Letter to Gopal Krishna, 9th June 1976. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dandavat Pranam. Bhagavad Gita 9.34. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhya jimam namaskuru mam evetsya si yuktavyam atmanam matpraparayana. Translation. Engage your mind always in thinking of me because my devotee. Become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.9.45. Abhivandya Pitupadav Ashirbhichabimantribhi Nanama Satkrita Sajjanagrani. Translation. Then Dhruv Maharaj, the foremost of all nobles, first of all offered his obeisances at the feet of his father and was honored by his father with various questions. He then bowed his head at the feet of his two mothers. Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya Leela 4.92. Patrakala Punatay Chekarila Sevana Analaya Eka Gramera Aila Lokagana. Translation. The next morning, the rendering of service to the deity began again, and people from one village arrived with all kinds of food grains. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Ras Bihari ki jai, Shri Shri Lalita Sakhi Vishakha ki jai, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Samasta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Morning Japa program ki jai, Amrit Vani ki jai. In Bhagavad Gita, the shloka comes. Lord Krishna says, Imam vivasate yogam roktavan aham avyayam vivaswan manave praha manu eksvakave abravit. So that Swayambhu Manu, he got the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita from Surya Devta Vivaswan. And he always ruled according to and lived the life as instructed by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. And he created such an atmosphere that even the public in general in his rule was also Krishna conscious. And like that, it went on. But the time came when the people in general, they forgot about Krishna consciousness and were mainly in the enjoyment, material enjoyment. Because when Lord created this earth, he created the man and the devatas, demigods. And he gave powers to demigods that provide them with all material requirements so that they can enjoy. But then According to Swambhu Manu, he wanted that the people should be in Krishna consciousness, even though enjoying material life, but that should be regulated as instructed in Bhagavad Gita. And therefore, Srila Prabhupada also says that you must be in Krishna consciousness and enjoy for creating children, but not for the material sense gratification. So we should always be we should also create the temple. If you are not able to go in the temple, if it is far off, you can create the temple in your own house and create the atmosphere of Krishna consciousness, so that ultimately you go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada here, he says on 9th June, in a letter to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj in 1976, that Vrindavan or any dhams are meant for the people who retire from the material, this main life of Grastha Jivan, Brahmacharis. But that dhams are normally meant for the retired people like brahmacharis, sannyasis, and the management of the temples also should be given to those. But as the time passed, the Grastha Jivan people also in Grastha Jivan also took to the management of the temples, like we find in our temple in Juhu. There are so many Grasthas who have been in the management, but they bring a lot of money for the temple, so that the temple also runs on the donations, whatever we get. And that's how the things have changed. But according to Prabhupada, mainly the management should be in the hands of sannyasis and brahmacharis. Hare Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, a very important shloka, Man manam bhav mad bhakto, mad jaje mam namaskaru, mam avaishasi yuktamvyam, atmanam mat parayanam. He says, Lord Krishna is giving how we can be liberated by engaging our mind always in thinking of the Lord. And because my devotees offer obeisances to me and worship me, being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So Lord is giving the assurance that if you are engaged in Krishna consciousness, offering your obeisances to me, come regularly to the temple and have prasadam, have sadhusang, have devotees association, and surely you will come back home, come to me in Golok Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, the story of Dhruv Maharaj continues. Dhruv Maharaj, after having received the blessings of the Lord and darshan of the Lord himself, he had forgotten all the enmities which were there within him. And now he was foremost of noblemen. And when his father and the mothers and all the other people, they came to receive him when he was returning from the forest, he first offered his obeisances to the feet of his father And then he offered his obeisances to both the mothers. He had forgotten the enmity with Suruchi, but then he was thankful to them for sending him to forest and getting the blessings of the Lord himself. Hare Krishna. In Vrindavan on Govardhan Hill, the temple of Gopal was established by Madhvendra Puri, and he had shown the villagers how to offer the food, Bhoga, to the Lord in the form of Chapan Bhog, and then how to worship him. And so every day, the people from the villages, they came bringing all sorts of eatables for the Lord and offered them. And the Lord was, of course, very happy to have them and put them the lots of blessings. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.